Hello everyone, welcome to the Pokemon Solo Challenge Christmas Special. Ignore the fact that this started halfway into the year, its release is just very well timed. I first started this in late June, but started over again because I wanted to stream it all. Then once I started streaming it, I had dedicated it to being streamed, so I couldn't do anything when I had like an awkward amount of time. So many months later, here it is. Me beat Pokemon Platinum with a single Alolan Vulpix. As many people know, Alolan Vulpix isn't in this generation. That's no problem, however, since my last two runs were Pokemon also from games that came much later. Alolan Vulpix shares its stats with Vulpix, but its type and moveset are the key difference. And with Ice being a very frail type, especially in what's considered the hardest generation, well, you can see this is probably going to be a problem. We get a very good move pool, all things considering, so it should be fine, hopefully. Once again, the rules are no using items beside held items in battle, no using cheats and glitches, and only Vulpix can be used in battle. I streamed all of this, so if you're interested in joining the next stream, please subscribe and say hello to me when I torture myself for your entertainment. Also, turns out 100% of my viewers are male. Share my content. I want an even 50-50. Yeah, I know the purple bar scared you. You thought you knew where this was going. Well, with that out of the way, let's get into it. One thing I should mention is I had to replace Turtwig entirely, since I don't know how to just change my starter. Funny enough, I can fully edit a Pokemon in and out of existence, but I don't know how to simply just change my starter. Because of that, we have Turtwig's Party Sprite and Cry. Because we replaced Turtwig, our rival gets Chimchar. Even though we just started with Ice moves, our rival refused to attack the whole battle, giving us a pretty easy victory. I got to the lab and named our female Vulpix Hank, for some awful reason. Collected the TM return, and made my way. The second rival battle made me a bit worried. Starly went down easily, but Chimchar could be a problem. Luckily, he wasn't an issue, but my roommate left his phone in my room, but his ringtone is the gargling sound from the grapefruit technique. Ooh. That's not good. Uh-oh. Oh, what the frig? Sheldon! Come here!
Wait.
Come in. Okay, we won. Guess what you left in my room?
My phone?
Yes, guess what it did?
I'm sorry. Can I get a phone call?
Yes.
Who from?
I don't know, it was like an unknown number, but that stupid grapefruit technique ringtone went off. I was like, what the hell is that? Next is the first gym, which is already a type we are weak against. Much like Brock, he starts off with a Geodude and an Onix. Luckily for us, they're both part ground, so they aren't bad. Our problem is Cranidos. We do little damage, and he two-shots us. I thought our only hope was to get the freeze with Snow Powder and finish it off before it can thaw out. But before that happened, we hit level 16 and learned Icy Wind. A slightly stronger move, but it also lowers his speed. With him using Pursuit instead of Headbutt, we managed to get the win. I would like to say things get easier from here, but the Windworks would like to disagree. Just the first grunt was already a challenge to get through. Commander Mars was worse. Zubat was fine, but Purugly was a tank. We could barely deal damage, and she deals way more back. Even after being frozen for most of the... Wait. She stayed frozen the whole fight? My first attempt, and she stayed frozen for over 5 turns? Alright, I'll take that. In my last run, before I restarted the whole thing, she took hours. I needed to grind as well. Just because we're lucky though, doesn't mean the rest of the run is going to be easy. Just a random trainer's Ponyta is able to wipe us out. Once we get to Eterna Forest, we abuse the partner trainer to help us grind a little bit to level 24, so we can get Aurora Beam. a much better ice move than Icy Wind and Snow Powder. We also equip the Soothe Bell, so Return gains power faster, since it's our only non-ice type move. Now, time for the Grass Gym. Or is it really? Since we replaced Turtwig, now the gym also has an Alolan Vulpix. We get paralyzed, and the fight gets really close, but we manage to scrape by, pretty much like every fight so far. After this though, our struggles start to pop back up again. Juniper's Skunk Tank is a nightmare. It's super bulky, so we deal little damage to it, and it hits us for way more damage. We grind a little bit, and with enough Confuse Ray luck, we manage to take her down. This unfortunately turned into another RNG run again. We move on to the next town, letting Ice Beam along the way. I'm hoping that the next gym won't give us as many problems. Even with Ice Beam, that isn't enough to take her out. Her first Pokemon can burn me, and Miss Magus knows Confuse Ray, which doesn't help either. We'll leave to grind a bit to level 34, and even then, it's still a struggle. Haunter is a roll to one-shot, and we manage to freeze Miss Magus, allowing us to finish her off for the third badge. Arrival is soon after, but with Ice Beam and Extra Sensory, he goes down without a problem. Next up is the gym I was worried about the most, the Fighting Gym. We move straight onto the gym, and with Extra Sensory, we deal a lot of damage to the Pokemon in the gym. But the leader has enough counters for it. Even the first Meditite can mess us up pretty hands down, with Drain Punch being a strong move and healing him, plus having Fako for the first attack. That's a really rough combo for us to get through, while that's still being her first Pokemon. As you may have guessed, it's time to go back to grinding. We get all the way to 45 just to be able to one-shot Meditite and almost one-shot Machoke. After trying over and over and over again, can you guess what we do? Grind. We grind up to level 48 to get Sheer Cold for the 4th gym. That's how messed up this gym was. This time we managed to one-shot his first 2 Pokemon and try to use Sheer Cold on Lucario. Luckily, we end up getting it on the first try. If we didn't get Sheer Cold, I don't think we would have won until at least the mid-50s. Since we are overleveled, nothing notable happens between here and the 5th gym. With that being the Water Gym, I'm worried that our moves won't deal enough damage. Even being level 50, it's still a struggle. This is insane. Waterfall does half damage to us from Gyarados, and Quagsire deals a good amount of damage as well. After many attempts, I come up with an amazing strategy. I Sheer Cold Gyarados, killing it in one hit. 2-shot Quagsire with Ice Beam. I get hit with a Yawn, but then I wake up and hit Floatzel with Sheer Cold. What an astounding move on my part. Even though this in itself took 20 attempts. Even with a one-hit KO move, and almost being 15 levels above, we are far weaker than anything we face. Now, do things get easier from here? Of course not. We still have a rival fight before the 6th gym, and that gym is the Steel Gym. I don't know why I always give my rival what's strongest against me. I just seem to like torturing myself in weird ways. Of course, I'm stuck having to waste no time and start grinding to get to level 53. Then I use the rival to grind since he's right beside the center, that being the fastest way to grind in this area. We continue to throw our little ice fox at it until I start to lose my sanity. I call for backup, adding a shiny Victini gift for good luck. And with another 20 minutes of grinding, the gift worked, and we move on to the gym. Some say the gift did nothing, and the grinding is what did it. Well, I say, no. No. We get gated by a random trainer in the gym with a Scizor, so I call for more backup, and a Sheer Cold, giving us a sound win. By the time I made it to the leader, I had a small army on my screen, since I added one for every time I lost. Rourke messes us up big time. Since Bastiodon has Sturdy, we can't Sheer Cold it, and it takes little damage. It also knows Stone Edge, dealing massive damage in return. After losing all semblance of my... Hey Patrick.
What?
You're playing Leapfrog.
Don't do that.
I decide to leave and grind on Iron Island, using the assist trainers to help me heal, so I don't have to leave. At level 65, yes, 65, we Sheer Cold Magneton, we start dealing decent damage to Bastiodon, and he gets us into the red. But then we're able to one-shot Steelix with Ice Beam, finally getting us out of this damn town. After that rival battle and gym, I'm happy to say that both of the lakes really didn't give us much problem. I would also hope so since we're in the late 60s. Next off, the 7th gym, Candace was a bit tricky, starting off with Sneasel. We almost take it with one hit, but she survives and heals after attacking. 2 hits and she's down. Piloswine takes 2 hits, but doesn't attack and uses Hail, which, luckily enough, raises our evasion. Abomasnow deals major damage with Hammer, but 2 attacks and it's down. Frostlass comes out, and we're low. I have no idea how we're gonna... We try to Sheer Cold, but it uses Double Team, but we still hit it. After taking our well-earned badge, we move on. Galactic Headquarters was no problem, funny enough. I'm enjoying this change of pace. We do have an important message received from inside the base though. Attention everyone. Subscribe. Oddly enough, our biggest problem is the double battle with Mars and Jupiter on Spear Pillar. Since our rival starts off with Munchlax, all of our attack power comes from us. And both start off with Bronzor. With that, they also really like to attack us. Even when Sheer Cold hits, they deal too much damage for us to handle both teams at once. Finally, we get a run where even though we miss a lot with Sheer Cold, they fainted Munchlax, and Heracross comes out, finally giving us a partner that actually does something. But then, something strange happened. He summoned... How do I do this? What? That's crazy! He summoned both Victini and Victini.
Oh god damn it, I looked away. I didn't know what you would tell you.
How'd he do that? They're approaching me. Oh, they're backing up. Are they afraid? No, it can't be. What? If you have seen my other runs, you know I am very good at getting lost in caves. Now add walking on walls to that, and every asset there looking the same. At last, the final Cyrus fight. Somehow this man decided to get stronger since our last fight 20 minutes ago. This took a few attempts, but with enough skill, we managed to make it through. After slaying the Pokemon Devil, we can go and get our last badge. After clearing puzzles that I most definitely didn't mess up on or take too long, Jolteon gets us with Thunder Wave, basically killing the first run. I decide to waste no time and use our 100% skill move to get it out of the way. After that, his team wasn't too problematic, but we were low on Electivire. So, what do we do? Ice Beam or Sheer Cold?
Sheer Cold.
Even in our mid-70s, just the basic trainers can knock us out pretty soundly inside Victory Road. It took quite a lot for us to get through, but at last we make it to the Elite Four. First, our rival. With how well it went last time, I'm sure he shouldn't be too bad. Both Heracross and Infernape are way stronger, but since he's right there, right beside the center, we can use him to grind for a little bit in preparation for the Elite Four. So once I start feeling comfortable enough at our level, and we get a good enough luck, we take him out. Next, Bugsy 2.0. I soon realized I should have grinded a little bit more, since he has both Scizor and Heracross. Close combat is an obvious one-hit KO, so we have to rely on Shiver Me Timbers luck again. This is starting to turn into, can you beat Gen 4 with just one-hit KO moves? Not gonna lie, kinda wanna try that. The grinding would probably be pretty bad. With enough luck, we move on to the Ground Agatha. This is probably the least memorable Elite 4 members in any game. We get hit hard, but our ground types have no chance at surviving Ice Beam. Now, the trainer I was worried about the most. Flint. The man who actually deserves to have his own name. This man destroys us hands down. A team of 5 fire types. First one sets Sunny Day, and a Rapidash one-hit KOs with Flare Blitz? No. No. I'm not doing this. Especially since Rapidash is a speed type. So, we go back to grinding, and we get to a high enough level that Rapidash is no longer a speed tie. Then, I decide to shiver me timbers once again for most of his team since we probably would need to be level 95 to get through him. And at last, Androgynous Sabrina. Mr. Mime is an easy one, but Bronzong is a complete wall, and likes to spam Calm Mind. Now, can you say it with me? Sheer Cold. With that, the rest of them go down with a mix of Sheer Cold in return. It took long enough to get here, but finally, what's considered to be the hardest champion? Cynthia. Things seem to be going well at first. Spiritomb goes down and Lucario is slower and gets hit with Sheer Cold. Unfortunately, Garchomp is faster and takes us out. After some rare candies I saved up, we try again. I beat Emerald with a Riolu. I beat Fire Red with a Rufflet. I am the first person to use Pokemon from different generations in previous gens for solo runs.
Like you cheese this when we should.
I don't care how much if the game gave me cheese, I am going to eat it. So close. Oh.
I'm saying we should probably use
Sheer Cold.
yeah, Sheer Cold. Because otherwise
I want to see if I'm faster than the Garchomp now.
I don't think you are.
But I'm faster than Togekiss. Togekiss isn't that far off from Garchomp, right?
Check. I know Gar.
Crazy. It's getting so close. If we can just take a little bit less damage, I'm sure we can do it. Or not. Turns out Garchomp was actually a speed type. He goes down with one Ice Beam, and my Lodic gets taken out with Sheer Cold. With one last Ice Beam, we take out Roserade, and at last, beat Pokemon Platinum with a single Alolan Vulpix. Thank you everyone for watching. I'm really sorry this one took as long as it did, and I'm hoping the next one won't take me longer than January. Please don't hold me to that. Take care everyone, and I hope to see you soon.